Hi, this is Richard, and I welcome you all to our channel Vichar. As in the previous lesson, where we had discussed about the characters in this play Merchant of Venice, written by William Shakespeare, so I remember that we had discussed about the character sketch of all the characters. So now, when we proceed in the acts and the scenes, I think that you won't find it difficult to understand what roles do the character have. Alright, since this play was written somewhere between 1596 to 1599, just count the years from then to now. It's approximately more than 420 years. So this play was written approximately 420 years ago. Alright, and in those days, Old English was used. William Shakespeare used Old English. Alright, so in the book, you will find that two languages have been used. It is English language only, but you will find that on the left hand side, it's written in Old English, and in the right hand side, it's written in Modern English. Okay, so let us see who are the characters in this Act 1, Scene 1, and what are their roles. Okay, there might be some reflection of light on the board because the light is on the opposite side, and I have just managed to keep my camera in such a position so that it could be visible to all of you. So I'm sorry for that if you are finding it difficult to look on the board. Alright, and please bear with my handwriting. Now in Act 1, Scene 1, we will find that Antonio has a sad role over here. Alright, and the reason for his sadness is unknown to him also. Okay, so here Antonio, a rich merchant, he is introduced as a sad and despondent character. Despondent means someone who is very sad or in a melancholic state. Okay, now Celarino and Celanio, they both are friends of Antonio. So they have come to visit Antonio, and they are guessing reasons as to what would be the possible reason of Antonio's sadness, right? Now we are also introduced to characters like Lorenzo, Graciano, and Bassanio. Bassanio, who is one of the closest friend of Antonio, who trusts Antonio very much, alright, who also shares his personal feelings which he has for Portia. Okay, so Bassanio is an eligible suitor. And who is a suitor? A suitor is a man who wants to marry a particular woman. Alright, in this case, the woman is Portia, and Bassanio is an eligible suitor. Okay, now let us start. In the very first part, we will find that Antonio is in a very sad state. Alright, he is having a very melancholic character over here. And the best part is that even he does not know the reason for his own sadness. And this is worrying him. This thing is worrying him, worrying Antonio. Now his friends are giving their own set of reasons as to what could be the possible reasons for Antonio's sadness. The first friend, Celarino, he says that I think, Antonio, your mind is tossing on the ocean. I think that you are actually thinking about your ships which are sailing on the ocean. Alright, where since you are a big merchant, you are a rich merchant, obviously you would be thinking about your ships. Alright, to this, the other friend, Celanio, says that if I would have been in your place, I would also have been tensed about my ships on the ocean. Alright, I would be checking the directions of the wind, and I would be thinking about things which can, pose a risk to my business. Okay, to this, now the first friend Celarino, he says that you see the winds on the ocean are very high. So anything can happen to the business. Anything can happen to the ships. Alright? The first reference is given of an hourglass. For the ones who do not know what is an hourglass, please see the picture first on the screen. So in this hourglass, there are two receptacles, one on the top and one down. And there is a tiny hole in between these two receptacles which allows sand to pass from the top to the down one. Alright? Now what reference is it having over here? So basically, Salarino, by looking at this hourglass, would think of the ship which is sailing on the ocean. Anything can happen to the ship. Alright? What if the ship gets drowned and it goes underneath the water and sits on the sand? Alright? From there, it won't be able to move its position. So anything can happen to the ship. A reference of Andrew is also given over here. So during Shakespeare's time, Andrew was a common name which was used for huge ships. Alright, so this huge ship can drown in that ocean, alright, and can sit down on the sand which is beneath the water. From there, it won't be able to move its position. Alright, the next thing that Salarino says that I will not visit the church. The reason is that if he visits the church, the rocks with which the building of the church is made, it would remind him of huge rocks which are there on the ocean. You remember the story of Titanic movie? What happened? That this Titanic was sailing and sailing, and what happened due to some problem, it went and it hit the huge rock which was there on the ocean. Which is why what happened? The delicate part of the ship, it got broken. And slowly it started getting down. It started getting drowned in the waters of the ocean. Alright. So over here, the same thing. So here Salarino also says that I will not visit the church, because if I visit the church, the rocks would make me remind of the huge rocks which are there on the ocean, and anything can happen to the ship. If the ship goes and hits on the rock, what will happen? The delicate parts of the ship will get broken, and certainly what will happen? It will make the ship sink down below the water. To all this, Antonio says that he thanks his fortune. He thinks himself to be very fortunate, and he says that his business is not just limited to one ship or one place. He is having a rich merchandise. Alright, and he also says that the finances are not only limited to this year's profit. Therefore, finally, he says that merchandise is not the reason that is making him sad. Alright, so I think this lesson was helpful for all of you. In the next lesson, when we come back, we will proceed further. Till then, thank you so much. Have a good day.